Sagittarius. If stress, pressure, or uncertainty has been weighing on you, this message is for you. Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to your March monthly tarot reading. If you're new here, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you are returning, thank you so much for being here. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss your spiritual guidance. This month reminds you that patience, balance, and support will carry you through. And yes, this phase does pass. Stick around, my friends, and we'll see what the cards have in store. Hey there, beautiful Sagittarius souls. Welcome to your general intuitive tarot reading for the month of March. I hope February's energy wasn't too hard on you. It beat up a lot of people, and I know I got beat up pretty good in multiple ways. I'm still suffering with a bad cold, so I'm going to apologize in advance for my voice, any sneezing, any coughing, any clearing of my throat that you hear, and I'm going to ask for your patience during this reading. Remember, these are general intuitive readings. Take what resonates with your heart, leave the rest for somebody else. I have already asked for blessings for this reading. So what we shall do is take out all the cards, and then we can connect to the energies. All right, Sag, let's see what's going down here. Let's go look at your main messages. Your main messages, you have the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, and you have Temperance as your overarching energy. So you have 2 Pentacles, 2 Swords there. You do have the Temperance card twice. You have it once as a clarifier and the overarching energy. You have the 9 of Swords twice, because one is a main message, one is a clarifier, and you have the 3 of Pentacles twice, one is a main and one as a clarifier. So some clear, the universe is really saying there's some messages here that are, important to be listening to when it comes to Temperance, when it comes to 3 of Pentacles, when it comes to the 9 of Swords. Let's start with this. All right. In this image, specifically in this image, this Temperance is like a puzzle. You see, it's all missing puzzle pieces. And that's kind of the energy of what you're going through this month. When we don't have all the pieces, sometimes we get frustrated, or we can't finish the job, or it requires us to, bite our tongues, maybe. Temperance is that energy that suggests moderation. It's the energy that says balance. It says, you need a lot of patience. Okay? You need patience to put that puzzle together. And when you get this card, it's a sign that whatever your situation may be, home, family, work, finances, whatever, it's probably a best to avoid taking actions that are at extreme ends. Okay? You should not go all the way to one side or all the way to the other. It means you have to find the balance in the middle if you are going to take action. Or it's going to say temper yourself with patience, because you're going to need it, because the pendulum might be swinging from one side to the other, which can be very frustrating, can be very exhausting. All right. Now, I think that it's, that fight, not going to the extremes, right, is particularly important if you're under stress. And, that could be, you have the 9 and the 8 of Swords there, okay? And you have the 9 of Swords twice. So there could be some stress there that, so I would say this is really your month to remain calm as best as you can. And the message they keep telling me is this too shall pass, okay? This passes. This passes with the passage of time. You just need to get through this month and what have you. There's always something better on the other side, okay? So we have times that we're up, we have times that we're down. It's not like you have the Wheel of Fortune on the table here, but that's the cycle of life, right? That's the cycle of everything, day, month, year, whatever, okay? Life in general. Sometimes we're in a good position, sometimes we're in a bad position. When we're on the highs, we enjoy life. When we're in the peaks, when we're in the valleys, we need patience. We need to deal with things. We need to negotiate and deal with things accordingly. All right. All right. So let's get into. You have the 10 of Pentacles clarified by the 9 of Cups and the Star card. Okay. So you're starting in the first week in a nice strong position. It's these 2 weeks in the middle that kind of throw you off for a loop. So you're probably starting the month feeling like, your long-term situation is great. I feel like for some of you, your home life is fabulous. I feel like that's where that expression, home is where the heart is, right? I feel like that's your motto sort of in that first week. It's where all the patience maybe and the moderation and the balance is going to be required, okay, is in that home, whatever, right? We're always looking for the long term with the 10 of Pentacles, right? It's about saying to yourself, what is it that I really want for my life? I want a home, I want a family, I want, want a car, I want to have a job, I want to retire, I want to be, okay, whatever that might be. And with the 9 of Cups as your clarifier, it's saying, what do you desire? What is it that you've wished for in your lifetime? The star card here is saying, whatever it is you want for that 10 of Pentacles picture. If you were to paint a picture, if somebody would say to you, draw a picture of what you want your future to look like, the star is saying, tell us what you would put in that drawing. What is it that you really want? Put it out into the universe. And the universe can then help you to achieve it and direct you to put you on your right path. All right. So I feel like, definitely, someone's, dying to make, trying to achieve something when it comes to their home. It could be something as silly as you want to make, modifications to your home, right? But some of you are like looking to build a life, okay? But it's like you can't really get started and you feel like maybe you're wasting time or you feel like you're losing time. And that's why they keep repeating this message to me, like, don't worry about it. Okay. They keep telling me this passes. All right. So, when we get into that stuck mode or that energy of where we're going, okay, I know what I want. I know what I want. I've asked. It's not coming. All right. So just to say, if you're, just patience. Temperance is going to pervade your whole month this month. All right. And you really can't get away from it because you have the Temperance card here at the end, right? At the end of the month as well. So that's why I feel like it pervades your pretty much your whole month. Okay. Now, if you're somebody who works from home, I'm also getting a message from my guides that you feel like you deserve a bonus or maybe a boost in your career, but you're waiting for the moment when you could bust through, maybe get somebody's attention, maybe be able to rise to the next level. And it's like you're waiting for that opportune moment, and that's another frustrating thing. Patience. Okay, so again, take it how it resonates. Could be in any area of your life, but I do feel like this everything here is all about patience, and it also explains why the pressure feels so heavy. Okay, because when something really matters this much to us, it's like it's extra weight on your shoulders, and every decision you're going to make feels heavier because you're giving it more gravitas, in that you're saying, well, I have to make the right decision. I have to make the right decision, or this is never going to come about, right? So the more important the matter is to you, the more heavy it feels, the more harder it is to make a decision, and the more patience you are going to require. Now we get into your second week of the Nine of Swords clarified by the World and the Three of Pentacles here. I kind of feel like the stress is very real. Why? The Nine of Swords up there looks like the person has got nails on a chalkboard. You know that sound about how that is, right? If you've ever heard that, about how horrible that is for you. There's a little bit of suffering going on here in that week. Now, I'm not saying it's terrible suffering. Some of you just might be not sleeping so well. Some of you might be constantly thinking about it. Maybe you sleep, but it's constantly in the back of your mind, whatever this situation might be for you. All right? So there's anxiety. There's definitely some overthinking. So there's some mental spirals that might be happening. Could be keeping you up at night. Okay? There's clearly some internal worry that's going on. Now, for you, you're trying to look at the big picture because you have the World card here. Maybe you're trying to get to a completion of whatever this goal is, this objective of yours is, this situation. You're trying to close it out. Okay? I feel like for others of you, you're maybe thinking, okay, would it be helpful if I had more skill? Would it be helpful if I collaborated with people? Would it be helpful if I talked to others about it? Okay, so I feel like some of, there's a lot of worry, internal worry going on. And I feel like somebody out there is just replaying the worst case scenarios in their head over and over and over. Okay, now, somebody could be feeling responsible for the outcome. And if that is your case, here's the message my guides keep telling you. You can't control this. So stop blaming yourself for it. All right? If you are not in control, and then you cannot be responsible for the outcome. All right? Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Okay? But I do feel it's very mentally exhausting. It could be money related. I mean, a lot of worries come with money. If your finances have felt tight for the last few months, this could be a reason for the stress and the worry. Believe me, I get it. Been there, done that. So patience, my friends. This passes, right? It'll sort itself out. Temperance always is a reminder, and it's a very gentle reminder, mind you, that worry is not preparation. Okay? So it's just, worry doesn't get you anything other than feeling bad inside. It doesn't resolve it. Worry doesn't cause an action. It's not an action, right, that resolves anything. So just know that this will pass. You'll get through it. I know it's easier said than done to say don't worry. I know. I've been there, as I said. When somebody says almost don't worry, it's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to double worry now. Okay? Okay. So I totally get it. Okay. We get into the third week. You had the Eight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. Now, I do feel very money related here because you have the Four of Pentacles, which is like you're holding on to something very tightly. Pentacles are generally about money, career, finance, right? Things in the material world. hard to let go, especially if you don't have any money coming in, or you don't know how, something has happened now, or what have you, all right? And you're definitely still in that worry mode, okay? And you're starting to feel really boundly tight, or tightly bound there with that Eight of Swords, okay? So your stress, if you had stress in week 2, it kind of goes up a notch in the 3rd week. It compounds, all right? Your anxiety is now turned into feeling stuck and feeling boxed in by your circumstances, or your expectations, or your own thoughts for that matter, okay? And it's almost like you're unsure which move is the right one, so you hesitate altogether. And all you can do is worry and hold tightly onto something, okay? Which you don't want to let go of, all right? Now, some of you might be sitting, out there who are thinking, do I do it? Do I do not do it? I feel like for somebody saying, do I sell now? Do I sell later? Do I buy now? Do I buy later? Okay. Should I buy and sell? Okay. Anyway, all to say that, again, when we look at the Eight of Swords, the message of the Eight of Swords is sometimes a lot of this is us doing this to ourselves. This feeling bound, this feeling tied up, this feeling unable to escape something. And it's also a card of being a temporary limitation, right? And clarity comes from calming your mind, all right? Not from forcing a solution. So you have more options than you think. I want to put that out there for somebody because I think it's very important for you to know that, because it'll help you to calm yourself a little bit. Get into the last week, you have the Three of Pentacles clarified by the Page of Wands, but you still have also the Temperance card. So it tells me that your patience is still required, even though you have this Three of Pentacles message, which is you don't have to do this alone, Sag. Okay? You have a support network somewhere. Okay? Maybe it's just a friend. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a neighbor. Maybe it's just somebody you can talk to who doesn't judge you. All right? That's a card of collaboration, the Three of Pentacles. It sort of highlights collaboration. It highlights your support network. It highlights shared responsibility. So sometimes it's good to let somebody else take the worry a bit if you can for you, or lighten the load a little bit so you can worry a little less. Now, if this is, advice that you get from someone you trust, or, leaning on a family member or whatever, the help is there and the help is available. So don't be afraid to ask for the help. Don't be afraid to ask for the input. You have the Page of Wands, so you're curious to see if somebody else out there is either experiencing it as you are, or you're, somebody within your, within your circle of people there, or if it's just you. I'm feeling that for somebody, but I feel like it's helpful to share the load here for somebody out there and allow other people to contribute to the overall thinking of the solution. Okay? You don't have to carry everything yourself. Remember that progress comes through patience, moderation, and steady adjustment, not extreme actions. Okay? You don't need to solve everything at once. And I just say to you, take it one step at a time, my friends. I'm going to pull for you now an oracle message. Let's see if the oracle has anything else they want to add. Do you have anything you'd like to add, please, for Sagittarius for the month of March? We have Pegasus, number 28, transcending. Transcending. Let me get the book. Number 28 says, the spirit of the Pegasus says, you're on a pilgrimage of the soul. It's time to transcend the weight of earthly burdens. Fly over situations that have been pulling you down. Don't involve yourself with the drama of others. When you remember that you have come from spirit and are eternal, challenging situations will resolve. A profound transformation is at hand. Yeah, my friends, patience. It's coming. Patience. That's where I'm going to leave your reading today, and I do hope something resonates. I'll see you very soon, my friends. Till then, please know I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.